Hi, I'm Angie, and today we'll be doing a nice strong yoga flow. Our video today is taken at Stanford University. You can see the Hoover Tower there. Nice beautiful arches. All right, let's come to our standing position. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Let's bring those hands in prayer position. Facial muscles relaxed, closing our eyes. In through the nose, out through the nose. Let's do 3 counts in through the nose, 4 counts out through the nose. Let's make this our yoga breath today. On your next inhale, let's lift those arms above our heads. Asta Uttanasana. Take a breath or two here. Let's add a slight back bend, stomach strong. All right, swan dive down. Take a breath or two here, swaying side to side if you'd like. You can come up halfway and then lower back down. Let's move into our plank pose. Walking those feet back. Let's hold here for a breath or two, nice and strong, warming up those arms, those core muscles. Chaturanga, let's lower down. Hold for a breath or two. Moving into our cobra, shoulders back and down, chin up. Take a breath or two here. All right, let's move into our child's pose, reaching those arms above our heads, dropping our forehead to the mat. Let's take a few breaths here. Let's walk those hands to the right, left hand on top of the right for a deeper stretch. And let's walk those hands to the left. And back to center. Let's come back to our downward dog. Take a breath or two here. Moving our head side to side, pressing those heels into the mat. All right, let's lift that right leg up behind us. We're pressing that left heel into the mat. Take a few breaths here. Fingers nice and wide, palms pressing into the mat. Let's move forward to plank, keeping that leg up for a breath or two. Runner's lunge, right leg comes all the way forward. Chin up, shoulders back. Let's hold here. Now our left hand drops to the mat. Right arm reaches to the sky. Let's take a few breaths here. Now you can keep that right arm nice and straight, or you can bend that elbow. Right hand drops behind us, pulling our shoulder back. Back to downward dog. Other side, left leg comes up behind us, right heel presses into the mat, hold here. Move forward to plank for a breath or two. When you're ready, we're bringing that leg all the way forward, runner's lunge. Right hand drops to the mat this time, left arm reaches to the sky. Keep that arm nice and straight, or you can bend that elbow. Left hand drops behind us, pulling our shoulder back. Back to downward dog. Let's take a breath or two here. And let's flow through our vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Let's do that a few times, pushing yourself here. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. You can drop those knees. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. One more time. Follow your own breath. Elbows are tight to the side. Now we move to a resting pose, downward dog or child's pose. Let's take a few breaths here. Relaxing that lower back. Really relaxing that lower back. Nice deep inhale and exhale out through the nose. All right, let's come back to our knees. Let's send that right leg back, left arm forward. Eyes are down, stomach strong. Now you can hold here, or we can bend that knee, reach back with that left hand, grab those toes. All right, lower down, other side. Left leg goes back, right arm forward. Take a breath or two here. We always do the same thing on one side as the other. So you can bend that knee, reaching back with that right hand. All right, let's lower down. Let's move back to our downward dog. Fingers are nice and wide, palms pressing into the mat, lifting up those heels. All right, so lift that right leg up behind us. We're bending our knee, opening up our hip, stretching those hip flexors. Let's move into our crescent lunge. So we're bringing that right leg all the way forward, coming up on those back toes. Find your balance, arms go up, bending that right knee. Let's hold here. Stomach's nice and strong. Focus on your breath. Let's add a twist. Palms together, we twist to the right. Left elbow sets on that right knee. Let's take a few breaths here. Stomach's nice and strong. You can keep those palms together. You can always open up those arms. Let's move into our runner's lunge. So both hands drop to the mat. Chin up, shoulders back. Standing splits, hopping up on that right foot. Left leg comes up behind us. You can keep those hands on the mat. You can reach for that right ankle with one hand or both. Always feeling free to move into any variation you're comfortable with. Back to downward dog. You can shake that leg out, take a breath or two here. Other side, let's lift that left leg up, bending our knee, opening up our hip. Take a breath or two here. Crescent lunge. Let's bring that left leg all the way forward, coming up. Arms go up, bending that left knee. Let's add our twist. Palms come together, twist to the left, right elbow sets on that left knee. We always do the same thing on the other side as this side. So palms can stay together, they can open up. Let's move into our runner's lunge. Hands drop to the mat, chin up, shoulders back. Standing splits when you're ready. Hopping up on that left foot, right leg comes up behind us. Finding your balance. All right, let's move back to our downward dog when you're ready. Shake that leg out if you'd like. Let's take a few breaths here, pressing those heels into the mat. And let's flow through our vinyasa a few times, pushing ourselves here if you can. Inhale, plank. You can lift up that right leg as you lower down, chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Couple more times, follow your own breath. Nice and slow as you lower down. Remember, you can always drop those knees, but those elbows are tight to the side as we lower down. Now we move to a resting pose. You can always add a few more vinyasas if you don't want to rest quite as long. Let's take a few breaths here. Nice long exhales, just slows that heart rate down. All right, slowly coming up. Let's move back to our downward dog, lifting up those knees. Take a few breaths here. We're going to move into our flip dog. So we're going to lift that right leg up behind us, bending that right knee. You can stay here, otherwise that right foot drops behind us. Right arm reaches above us. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, back to downward dog. Let's take a few breaths here, pressing those heels into the mat. All right, other side. Left leg comes up. Let's drop that foot behind, reaching that left arm up. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, back to downward dog. Let's walk or hop those feet up to our hands, Padahastasana, forward fold. Just drawing that blood to our face here. If you'd like, you can come halfway up, lower back down. All right, let's come to all the way standing position, lifting those arms above our heads, palms together. Let's take a breath or two here, adding a slight back bend. All right, let's do a balancing pose. Bring those hands in prayer position. Let's balance on that right foot. Left leg goes behind us. You can keep those hands in prayer position, or you can open those arms up. Dikasana, airplane pose. Stomach's nice and strong. All right, slowly coming up. Other side. Hands in prayer position to start. Right leg goes back this time, bowing forward. Opening up those arms if you did on the other side. Let's hold here. All right, slowly coming up. Let's move into our chair pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, sitting back into chair. Stomach strong, tailbone tucked under. All right, coming up, let's bring those hands in prayer position. Coming up on our toes. Take a breath or two here. Let's sit back into chair, keeping those heels up if you can. Arms go behind us. All right, forward fold. Let's take a breath or two here if you'd like. When you're ready, let's move back to our downward dog. Hands on the mat. Let's walk those feet back. Let's flow through our vinyasa, pushing ourselves here if we can. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Let's do that a few times. You can lift up one leg, lowering down. Really following our breath here. You can always drop those knees. When you're ready, let's move into our child's pose. Hands can reach above our heads, or you can bring those arms behind you, palms up. Let's take a few breaths here. Nice long exhale. Always remembering it's just as important to relax those muscles than to work those muscles. All right, when you're ready. Coming back up, let's move into our dolphin pose. Elbows drop to the mat, knees come up. Try not to hold tension in our neck. You can move your head side to side. You can keep both those feet on the mat, or you can lift up one leg for a few breaths. We're pressing that heel into the mat. And switching legs. All right, let's push those core muscles today. Move into our plank. Take a step back. Hips lower down. You can always lift up one foot, setting those toes on your heel if you'd like. And you can switch legs, or you can drop those knees. Always listening to your body here. All right, you can lower down into your Sphinx pose for a breath or two. Chin up. Now we lower down. Hands underneath our chin, relaxing those muscles for a few breaths. All right, let's do our Superman pose, lifting those arms and legs up. Let's take a few breaths here, always breathing in and out, never holding our breath. Lower down, take a breath or two here. Let's do that again. Lifting up, this time arms to the side, Dikasana if you'd like. Lowering down. Let's do that one more time. This time we can move into our bow pose if you'd like. So we bend those knees, reach back with those hands, pressing the feet into the palms of your hands, lifting those shoulders up. Take a breath or two here. All right, lower down. Let's come back to our knees, do a few cat-cows, stretch that lower back. Inhale, chin up, arch our back. Exhale, rounding our back, chin to chest. Let's do this a few times. Feel free to move around. This is one of the best stretches we have for that lower back. Let's move back into our downward dog, lifting up those knees. Take a breath or two here. All right, let's bring that right leg all the way forward, moving into our warrior two, bending that right knee. Stomach strong. Focus on your breath here. Let's move into our reverse warrior. Right arm reaches to the sky, left hand drops to that leg. Or you can wrap that hand behind you. Take a few breaths here. Taking that right knee just a little deeper. Let's drop that right elbow to our knee. Left arm reaches up. Nice straight line from our left fingertips to our heel. Now there's a lot of different variations. Feel free to take it. You can stay here. You can bend that left elbow, drop that hand behind you. You can move into your knot. And when you're ready, slowly coming up, let's do our triangle pose, straightening that right leg. We shift to the right. Right arm drops down, left arm up. Let's take a few breaths here, feeling this nice stretch in our side. Let's drop both hands to that right leg, hip shift forward. Take a breath or two here. Let's move into our warrior one, bending that right knee, arms go up just for a breath or two. And we're going to drop those hands behind, clasp your fingers. You can stay right here, or we move into our humble warrior, or we bow forward. Let's take a few breaths here. Focusing on your breath here. All right, back to downward dog. All right, now you can stay here in downward dog, pressing those heels into the mat, or we can flow through our vinyasa a few times. Pushing yourselves here if you can. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Follow your breath here, nice and slow. And let's move to the other side. Let's bring that left leg all the way forward, moving straight into warrior two. Bending that left knee. Right arm goes behind us, left arm in front. That neck is always comfortable. Eyes can gaze over those left fingertips, or you can keep your eyes to the side. All right, let's move into our reverse warrior. Left arm reaches to the sky, right hand drops to that leg or wraps behind that lower back. Now we drop that left elbow to our knee. Right arm reaches up, nice straight line, fingertips to heel. Let's do the same thing we did on the other side. You can stay here. That right arm can drop behind us. You can move into your knot. The more you bend that left knee, the easier it is to reach those fingertips. All right, let's move into our triangle pose. Straightening that left leg, we shift to the left. Left arm drops down, right arm reaches to the sky. Let's drop both hands to that left leg, hip shift forward. Nice stretch for a breath or two. And move into warrior one, bending that left knee, arms go up. Let's do the same thing we did on the other side. We clasp those hands behind. You can hold here, or you can bow forward, humble warrior. Now let's move back to our downward dog. Now you can hold here, pressing those heels into the mat, or you can flow through a few vinyasas, pushing yourselves here if you can. Always listening to your body, when it needs to relax, when you can push it. When you're done, let's meet in a child's pose. Knees nice and wide, toes touching, reaching those arms above our heads. Let's take a few breaths here. The ego says, once everything falls into place, I will find peace. The spirit says, find peace and everything will fall into place. Really finding that peace here for the next breath or two. All right, let's come up on our knees. Let's do our camel pose today. So we're on those toes. Let's do half camel, then we'll do full camel. Right hand sets on that lower back, or you can drop that hand to your heel. Left arm reaches up. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, slowly coming out. Other side. Left hand on that lower back, or you can drop to your heel. Right arm reaches up. Feeling this nice stretch in our side. All right, let's do full camel. Both hands on that lower back, shoulders drop back. You can stay here or you can reach for those heels. Let's take a few breaths here. Nice heart opener. All right, slowly coming up. Let's do our cat-cow again. Stretch those muscles. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, rounding your back, chin to chest. Feel free to linger on that lower back for a breath or two if you'd like. Moving back to downward dog. This time let's walk those hands back to our feet. Take a few breaths here. Let's come up to standing. Let's move into our goddess pose. Feet are nice and wide, toes out, heels in. We bend those knees, elbows come up. Stomach strong, tailbone tucked under. Sitting a little deeper if you can. Coming up, let's move those knees side to side. Give those inner thighs a break. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling those arms up. Exhale, bend those knees. And you can keep those heels on the mat. You can lift up one heel at a time, alternating back and forth. Or you can lift up both heels at the same time, coming up on our toes. Let's hold here. All right, forward fold. You can move those knees side to side if you'd like. Let's walk those hands to the right ankle. Left hand stays to that right foot. Right arm reaches up. Other side. Right hand reaches that left foot. Left arm reaches up. And back to center, slowly coming up. Let's clasp those hands behind, bowing forward. Take a few breaths here. Stretching those shoulders. Slowly coming back up to standing. Let's come to the top of our mat. Nice deep inhale. Let's reach those arms above our heads. And forward fold. Swan dive down. Let's take a few breaths here, drawing that blood to our face. Let's move back to downward dog. Let's flow through our last vinyasa a few times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. When you're done, let's meet in child's pose. Really relaxing those thoughts. Focus on your breath. Slowly coming up. Let's move to our seated position. Moving into our boat pose. Work those stomach muscles. So we're coming to our sit bones. Legs come up in front. You can straighten those legs. You can keep them bent. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, lowering down. Let's do another one for our core muscles. We're going to open up those legs, reaching for our toes, straightening those legs if you can. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, lower down. Butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. Let's bow forward for a breath or two. And slowly coming up. Let's straighten those legs, reaching for those toes. Pulling a little deeper on that exhale. All right, let's move to our back. Let's tuck those knees into our chest. Rocking side to side, and let's move into a full body stretch. Hands above our head, legs are straight. Let's work those stomach muscles one more time. Legs go up, hands underneath our glutes, supporting that lower back. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that a few times. Follow your own breath. You can lift your head and shoulders up if you'd like to activate those upper abdominal muscles. All right, this time let's lower those legs down, hovering above the mat on this next one. Breathing in and out. You can keep your head up. You can always drop your head down. Let's take a few more breaths here. All right, lowering down. Let's lift those hands above our heads, full body stretch. Take a few breaths here. Set that left foot on the mat, right ankle on that left knee. Let's pull that knee in towards us. Other side, left ankle on that right knee, pulling that knee in. And lower down. Let's tuck that right knee into our chest, left leg is straight. Take a breath or two here, stretch those glutes. Now we can drop that knee to our left, looking to our right. Let's stretch that lower back. Back to center, other side. Right leg is straight, left knee tucked in. Let's take a breath or two here. And we drop that knee to the right, looking to our left. Really relax that lower back. All right, let's move into Shavasana for a few breaths. Relaxation pose. Legs are straight, feet are relaxed, open. Arms alongside, palms facing up. Closing our eyes. Let's take a few breaths here. Only 3 things matter, said Buddha. How much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Just taking this time to let go of something that's weighing heavy on your mind or your heart today. You can stay here a little longer if you'd like. Otherwise, we roll to one side, moving back into our seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, we're imagining a string is pulling our head up, straightening our spine, shoulders back and down. Let's do 3 shoulder rolls. Inhale those shoulders up, exhale back and down. 2 more times. Let's bring those hands in prayer position. Today I choose to be grateful for everything I have, kind to myself and others, present here and now. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. Always remembering it's important to push ourselves when we can, and then relax those muscles, those thoughts. I love this quote. It says, True yoga is not about the shape of your body, but the shape of your life. Yoga is not to be performed, it is to be lived. Yoga doesn't care about the person you have been, it cares about the person you are becoming. Namaste.